Hey guys, make sure to check out the Bert and Leanne bundle, the best of both worlds bundle at BertBertBert.com for $40 today.
That's right. Check out the best of both worlds bundle with Bert and Leanne stuff starting today, $40 a bundle.
I have never had a bad interaction with a cop in my life. I love them so much.
It's so
I love
white.
them so much.
This is the whitest thing I ever heard.
I love them so much. You're fucking killing it right now.
Yes.
I was thinking, because you've had like a sneaky successful career.
That's wild you said that. Somebody else said something like that to me before.
You really have. You just have 7 years on Blackish?
Yeah, 8. I think it's like 8 years.
8 years on a fucking hit show.
Yeah.
How many specials? 6?
5.
5 specials.
Yeah, 5.
The fucking... can I tell you? There's got to be older black men who are angry at how much opportunity is out there for a black guy like you. Because what was the movie? What was the movie that was the fucking badass movie? I saw the trailer for it where the guy's locked in the thing on the train. He's locked in the safe. And you guys are all gunslingers.
The harder they fall,
motherfucker. Yeah. and then I look at I guess his progress. I guess is I watched Average Joe.
Yeah,
one white dude. Except for the Russians. One white dude.
One white dude, right, yeah.
I told you downstairs, and I got to say this again. You are so good in that.
Yeah,
That's the dark comedy everyone's been trying to make.
Thank you, man, so much, man. It was very, very brutal shooting that show.
I bet.
Yeah, it was brutal.
I can't imagine. I'm assuming, here's what I'm assuming. I'm just assuming this based on what I watched.
Mm-hmm.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, you're the only name in that. No, I don't mean there's no disrespect to the other actors, but you're like the biggest. You're the name. So I looked and I know what budgets cost. So I'm thinking not like a crazy budget, long fucking hours, fucking lots of work.
Yeah, no, it actually was like the highest, but not on no brag or nothing like that. I'm just saying like it was the highest budget that they did for a show on that network and whatever. And so because of the budget was so high, it still really wasn't enough for what we was doing, even though it was the highest they spent.
Did you shoot it in, did you shoot it in Pittsburgh?
No, we shot it in Atlanta and some in Pittsburgh. Yeah, okay. like inserts or whatever, yeah.
It's such a... I mean, this is what I dug about it. Is like all the characters are really played well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of murder.
Yeah, a lot of it.
And it starts awesome.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm only 1 episode in. I'm like, they're hour-long episodes.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It get crazy and
it's
crazy
almost like I swear to God, it's almost like every episode's like a movie.
Yeah, no, it gets super. It gets. It gets. I thought he was like, give him head, give him.
Native American sitting bull.
No, but yeah, it gets crazy and crazier, man, as it goes on, man. It's a crazy show.
Do you feel like you're at the top of your game right now?
I don't even know, man. I just know that you have these peaks and valleys, with your career, especially with stand up. It's like, you do some stuff, it's like, yay, and then you're not doing some stuff. It's just it keeps going up and down, and one thing about it is if you're a stand-up, you're going to be a stand-up at the end of the day. If you never leave that, then you should be fine. Because I think everything else comes along from stand-up, right?
Your stand-ups, and this sounds like a weird compliment. Your stand-up's gotten... only someone that has known you I've known you for a while. But your stand-up's at a place where it's like, I don't think anyone's writing like you.
Man, I appreciate it.
You're opening, when you get on stage on this new special, and Peter and I we watched the special too, and I was like, it's a fucking great joke. It's a great joke, and it's a great No one's talking about what you're talking about.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It take me like 2 years to write a special, man. So like, and I write almost every day, you know. And it's not like I sit down and write. I was just talking to a comedian recently, and they was asking me, you know, how do I write? And they was like, do you sit down and write? And I'm like, nah, I don't sit down and write. And this is to all comedians. There's a mind frame that a comic has to live in order to exist, in order to do this. There's a thing that you have that makes you pay attention to things differently than normal people. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that is the writing. You know what I mean?
I 100% know what you're
It's like you
about.
don't write. It's how you train your mind. You know what I mean?
I've never heard anyone talk like this. I mean, because usually what you hear is comics go, no. Every morning I get down I got this app. That, Rogan always says, I got an app that shuts off my computer, so I have to write.
Yeah.
I can't
do that.
Yeah.
I can't just sit and go, all right, let me bang out some funny. Like, I can't do that. But what I do is, you know, is you train your brain. Like if we go downstairs right now and we see a guy with a tambourine outside, your mind is shifting, right?
Yeah.
If he's just standing on the street playing the tambourine, your mind is shifting, right? Mine too. It's the mind of a comic that's when you might as well say your mind is writing at that moment. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so if you don't have that mentality, then, you know.
I always felt like it was like, I remember the day I was like, okay, so I'm just going to buy into this. And so I'm just always going to be looking for the joke. I'll always be looking for the joke. And for me, it's a lot of times like, I'll mishear someone say something and I'll laugh. Or they'll say it and I'll go, oh, I think they should have said that. And I was like on my whole, I walk to work every day and I try to write jokes on the walk to work. And today I was like, man, I was just obsessed with like how fragile life is. Like how like you don't even think about it. Like I'm walking down the street and cars are driving by me at 60 miles an hour. And I'm just like, oh man, if one of these hit me, I'm dead immediately. And then I was like, and then I look at these two guys, these two Mexican dudes are fucking having a break, smoking a cigarette, and they're standing out by the car smoking cigarettes. And I was like, how soft am I that all I'm thinking about is how fragile my life is? These guys are smoking butts by cars, talking shit, busting their. And I was like, but you're right. It's that.
But no, that's the comedic mind. You know what I mean? Yeah. It cuts on. Like if you're walking down the street and you just observe that, you're like, man, I can really die right now.
Do you ever feel like you're fucking crazy though?
I do.
Like when you have thoughts and you go, do other people think
and other people think it too. They'll think it'd be like, because sometimes somebody will say something just like, and let me rephrase too. I'm not saying to comedians that everybody's process is different. I'm not saying my process is yours. Some people just write, they really write jokes or whatever. I'm not knocking that. And you should as well or whatever. But sometimes I could be around somebody and somebody would say something and I would just get quiet and just start staring at them. I'm not even really looking at them.
Yeah.
My mind is processing what they just said and how I could flip that and how funny and go, oh, just like you said, I sit and go, what they should have said was, or I'd be like, oh, this would have been funny if they'd said this. Or I go through that same process. But people will look at me like, you okay? And I just be staring at them like, oh, yeah, I'm good. Not knowing that I'm composing this whole thing just from a word that they said or how they moved around or whatever, you know.
It's so wild because other people, like people that want to get into comedy, they'll always be like, hey, I got a bit I want to run by you. And it's always just some fucking piecemealed shit bag of a fucking, and you're all like, yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, alligators do have short legs. That's crazy.
But I've had that too as well. But I also had people come up to me and give me gems where I've been like this. I will be walking away from them while they telling me the joke, and then I'll stop and go, what'd you say? And go, oh man. And I'll write that down and be like, man, thank you. But every blue moon, that happens.
I had one guy. I wish I could remember this correctly, but I had one guy go, can I pitch you a movie? And I was like, yeah. going like, this is going to be horrible. And it was the most insane pitch I've ever heard in my life. I think, I can't remember if I was with Leanne or if he pitched it to Leanne and Leanne pitched it to me. But it was about a group of middle-aged white people who like to swing, and they were called the Fun Bunch, and they solved crimes around the country in a hot air balloon. And he's like, get it? Like the Fun Bunch. But we party. Like, we go to Cancun and stuff. But, then we got to, like, go solve a mystery. So we get in our hot air balloon. And I'm like, this is actually a brilliant idea. I was like, can we make this? It's wild that, like...
That's hilarious.
I try to think. I always think...
But there's nothing wrong with ideas like that. They actually work. Like, you got movies like Cocaine Bear out there. It's like, who pitched that?
Yeah.
Who pitched Star Wars, And there's a guy named C-3PO, right?
Do you know what I was doing last night? I was trying to think. Because
Lucas.
You were in... I can't remember. I feel like I'm losing my mind. You're in the remake of The Color Purple, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, I was trying to, just trying to write. I was like, they should have remade that with white people.
The Color Purple.
And then I was like, wait, what? Like, what if they did? Like, because I would argue The Wiz is better than The Wizard of Oz, right? So what if they did remakes of popular white movies, but just put black actors in it, right? So I was like, what would be the perfect black actor to play in The Shining, to play Jack Nicklaus in The Shining, and who would be Shelley Duvall? Like, I was obsessed with it, and I was like, okay, Jaws, right?
Jaws.
Who would be the Richard Dreyfuss, like the nerdy, like, it could be Urkel. You could have Urkel be that character, and then who would be the other one? And I was like, I was doing this all night, and then I was like, okay, in my head, I just couldn't stop.
It'd be good to do shorts like that. Do a couple shorts like that.
Oh, to do movie trailers.
Movie trailers. Yeah, to do movie trailers like that.
That would be fucking awesome.
It'd be cool to have some white guys in Juice.
In Juice.
Tupac's role.
Dude, that movie. I fucking loved Bishop. I fucking... Check yourself. You gotta stand yourself. Those motherfuckers live. You ready tonight? What was that? Wait, was that? That's that from that movie, right?
No. But Juice, yeah. With Pac.
Check yourself.
Yeah.
You better stand up like them motherfuckers know. That's because he put that in one of his songs.
Yeah. Let's see. What about let's see. What's a good Boys in the Hood?
Remake it with white people?
With white people.
Oh, that would be so fucking great.
A guy running down the alley.
Yeah.
Be like, Chad.
That would be Matt Rife.
Look out,
That would be Matt Rife. Matt Rife would be the football player.
Dude.
Yeah. It would be Cuba Gooding Jr. That would be Shane Gillis. And Rogan would be Ice Cube.
Rogan would be Ice Cube.
That would be fucking great.
Do we got a problem here? Huh? Do we got a problem here?
Oh, you can put Bobby Lee as the guy in the wheelchair with the pacifier. They should do remakes.
It'd be funny.
That would
do
be
trailers like
hysterical.
that. That'd be hilarious.
Call them appropriation trailers.
Appropriation trailers.
Oh, man.
That'd be great, man.
See, like, this is an idea you couldn't have. You can't have it like at a regular dinner party. But like for us, it's such a neat world that we live in. Is that like two totally different lives, two totally different men, very different men.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, the only thing we really care about is giggling and like laughing and having ideas and like hearing fresh ideas.
Yeah.
I watch comics and I go, I know where you got that from. And then the ones where you go, I don't know where you got that from. Like, I don't know where you came up with that. Those are the great comics. And in your special, and like within your first two, you're literally, when you said, I'm tired of dating strong bitches or whatever, the kind that when you pray, your hands are on top. And I was like, Like I was like, that had to have happened. Like that's no one's writing that joke. That's the thing about like comedy is no one's writing that joke. No one's writing that joke. And if you hear someone tell that joke, they stole it from you. No one's writing that joke. I look at so much of what's happening on comedy online, and it's like so derivative. And you have some great people doing some great stuff, and then you see a lot of kids trying to figure it out, right? Yeah. And sometimes like, this kid's the GOAT. And you're like, no, he's just figuring it out. But he'll get better. Yeah, absolutely. And then I feel like they sleep on fucking real GOATs. Like, I'm like, you're not sleeping on you. Your special is trending number 2 on Netflix today. And so, it's been there for a fucking week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Ellen just dropped it. Have you seen Ellen's special? No, I got to say, I'm a fan of Ellen. Okay. There's a part of it that was like, and she had a great opening joke. Yeah. She was like, I used to say that I didn't care what people thought of me. Apparently I said that at the height of my fame. Turns out I do care what people think about me. It's a good joke. Hell yeah. I haven't seen the whole special. I just turned it on today.
No. She's always been like someone that I looked up to from day one. It was just the fact that, and I have like my stand-up is like based off of like just watching her too. Like she take the smallest thing and blow it out of proportion. And that was always something that I admired from her, and I always tried to emulate, like tried to be like that. Like her, George Garland, her, Mitch. Yeah. You know, besides Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy, I just think they shouldn't even be in the conversation no more. It's just, you know, they're the greatest. Yeah. All right. It's known that they're the greatest. So to me, George Garland, greatest. Like, let's just lead in that. And then we can talk about everybody else. You know what I mean?
Can we allow, okay, I'm soft pitch, but I never met Chris Rock. I don't think we get along. I just don't think we would. Really? Yeah, I think he looks at a guy like me and probably like rolls his eyes at it. No, but here's the deal. That doesn't mean I don't love Chris Rock. Yeah. That doesn't mean I don't hold him at the top of this game. He's not, he can do, I allow him the right, and this is what I think with celebrities. I allow Chris Rock the right to be dismissive to me, even as we're both stand-ups, only because he's that great of a stand-up. Yeah. And so I look at that and I go, that's cool. Yeah. Like I go, so with the Ellen stuff, I go, no. She's been a pioneer in so many different fucking fields that at this moment, when we talk about Ellen, I can separate the artist from the art. Right. I can. Right. Like it's great when they're nice. Like I would love to meet Chris Rock and him to be a very sweet guy. Like, dude, hey, I know you know my little brother, my cousin. You know.
Well, I'll tell you this, Rock is it took me a long time to meet him too. Really? Yeah, it took me a long time before I actually ran into him, met him or whatever. But he's such a student of the game.
I would imagine he would love your stand-up.
He does. But he's such a student of the game. He knows everybody and what everybody's doing. And so it'll get to a point where you'll run into him and he'll just say your name. And it's chills. That's what happened with me. Like, I seen him before and he didn't say nothing to me. This is years ago. He didn't say nothing to me. And I just was like, and I didn't say nothing to him. And then I seen him again one time and I said, hey, how you doing? And he was just like, what's up? And then that was it. But that was way early in my career. And then one day I was at the Comedy Store and he walked in there and he was like, coleslaw. And I was like, hey, Chris. Like, to me, that was like, he knows. And like, it was just this love that I was like, yeah, like, we're here now. You know what I mean?
It's
a great fucking feeling. Even meeting Ellen, I still don't think she knew who I was, but she was very approachable. You know what I mean? Like, where I was just like, hey, what's up? She was like, hey, what's going on? And I met her through Neil Brennan. Neil was like doing some stuff for her or whatever. And she was cool when I met her or whatever. But a lot of people, I guess they feel like they meet so many people, man. It's like, if you're not, you know, and it's weird because you've been in the game so long and you be thinking that you at the same places as these people, but you don't run into them. And you wish you did. You know, like you said, you never met Rock. It took me forever to meet Rock.
Never met Rock. I've never really met Seinfeld. Like
I never met him neither.
Yeah.
Nah,
I think he's a tab. I I'm not insulated, but like, because he doesn't have people around him. He's by himself. I mean, he doesn't roll around with security.
Yeah.
But like, I've never met Seinfeld. I followed him one time at the store and he pronounced my name right, which was nice. But like, I don't think we even shook hands. Like, I think he was just like, he's one of those guys.
But meeting these people give you like this, not validation. It just feels like it's just as an equivalent to doing a movie that hit #1 or a special. Meeting these people is just the same feeling. You know, to me, like meeting Eddie Murphy, like I remember meeting Eddie Murphy, not even meeting him. I seen him when Dreamgirls was out. I was walking through a door and he was coming in the door and they stopped to say goodbye to him or something because they was honoring him and I was right at the door and he was right there and I was just like, oh shit, I'm like, it's Eddie. And so I tapped him and I said, hey, how you doing? I'm a comedian. My name's Deon. I was like, I'm gonna work with you one day. And he just looked and he was like, okay. And he just walked off and I was just like, at least he said okay. So I was like, you know, and then later on, years later, man, I was at, you know, those dinners that Ted Sarandos threw, right?
Yeah.
At the Netflix dinners.
Yeah.
We had Netflix dinner. I'm just standing against the wall. Everybody's in there. Chappelle and Kevin. I mean, everybody. Jon Stewart. If they had blew that room, I would have been. It'd been funny as gone. Like it was like everybody like that in the room. Sarah Silverman, everybody. Eddie comes in. Everybody's like, hey, everybody's talking to him. And I'm just standing against the wall, and I'm like, damn, they go Eddie again, right? And I'm just chilling, looking at him, and I'm like. Just in awe, but I'm chilling. You know, I'm in my mind. I'm like, I'm not gonna go up to him because everybody going up to him. I'm like, I'm just chill. He talked to a few people and walked right up to me, man. And he was just like, man, I think you're funny. Think you hilarious. And I stared at him and I said, man, don't do this shit to me, man, if you don't mean it. And he was like this. He was like, what? Then I look creepy by doing that. I was like, don't say that shit if you don't mean it. like as if he said, I love you. Like, I was like, don't tell me no shit if you don't mean it. Don't fuck with my emotions like that. And he like this. No, for real, man. I love you, man. I love your work. No, I love you. He was like, I love your work, man. He was like, man, you are funny. Like,
your
for
fucking
real. And I
body
was
of work
like,
is impressive.
That right there, when I left that part, we sat around and talked and drank all night and hung out or whatever. I left that room thinking, I'm good. It was you couldn't tell me nothing after that. I was like, I'm good. Like, whoever hating on me right now, it just made them, whoever I was worried about, wondering if they liked my stand-up or if they respected me, it went out the window after meeting him. You know what I mean? It's like you're this person's null and void now. You know what I mean? And it takes you to a certain level meeting these icons. I think so. You know,
it's so it really is like it's.
Who's
amazing.
the person you met with that just you was like, okay, I fucking did it. But
I think like this. Well, it sucked. I mean, it doesn't suck, but like I knew Joe way before, so like Joe's like one of my best friends, but he's still like a big brother to me. Like I think Joe's probably one of the baddest motherfuckers I know, just in across the board. The way he lives his life, the way he runs his family, the way he does his podcasting, the way he's dedicated to stand up. Like I'm a ride or die for Joe, but I've known him for so long that there's like when I see him, it's not like I know what you're talking about though. My best one is Chappelle. Because when I moved to New York, I got to the Boston Comedy Club, and my first night I went in and I watched stand up and I watched Dave Chappelle go up. I was 26. I was 25 at the time. He was 25. I think we're roughly the same age. And he had a Heineken in his hand and a cigarette, and he was just fucking around, and he was fucking brilliant. And I did not know anything about stand-up. I mean, I had done it once in LA. I was moving to New York to do it. I see this guy and I'm like, wow. And outside I see him and I go, hey man, you're really funny. You should stick with this. And he was like, and he wasn't even a dick. He was like, thanks. And then I know and then I don't even, that's the first time I ever met him was then. And then I see him and he's just fucking killing it. And he's like the Chappelle Show and fucking his specials. And like he's written some of my favorite jokes that have ever been written.
Ever been written.
Yep. Kicker in the Pussy is one of my favorite jokes.
Hell yeah.
I told you I'm dope. I was like, that, like, he's like, and I'm like, honestly, like, and it's weird because we're the same age, but I look up to him. I go like, he's just the greatest. And then I forget how we got hooked up. We ran into each other or something. All I know is that I got a phone call and he's like, "You partying tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "All right, come out to Yellow Springs." We were in Dayton. And so we're like, cool. So we fucking went out and I was like, and I'm just like sitting there going like, yo, man, this is, and then I talk about creeping people out. I was like, at one point I was like, hey man, like I gotta be very honest. I'm sitting with the greatest comedians that ever lived right now. Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah, right.
Like, sure. And I was like, how do you get ready for a special? Like, Chappelle's like, okay. But like to be friends with him has like been fucking a dream because you go like, I pinch myself. Like I go,
it takes your psyche to another level, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like it really does. It's like you going, okay, like you admire these people and then you in the same room with them and then you all are doing things together. It makes you go, yeah. Like it's it's levels to this shit, man. It's levels, man. And to be in that room, man, it's something else, man.
Anywhere worth going is worth going in good boots. Find your perfect pair with Tecovas. Tecovas crafts quality Western boots for everyone, from generational ranchers and lifelong cowboys to first-time boot buyers born in Texas in 2015. Tecovas makes it easy for anyone to find their perfect boot. Every one of Tecovas boots are handcrafted with over 200 meticulous steps for broken-in comfort right out of the box. Whether it's a long day or a big night, your Tecovas are built to last and impress. Ever wonder if you can pull off boots with your own personal style? You owe it to your feet to pull on a pair of Tecovas. These things are badass. Listen, I've been a boot guy for a while. I have a lot of pair of boots, and I have pairs of Tecovas. Then I got this sponsor, and I went on their website. You owe it to yourself to go to their website. They have the coolest boots. I am in love with the Dean. That is my boot. There are 10 different styles, and I had the hardest time picking out my style. Using my own code, I got 3 pairs. I got black, cherry, crocodile, ostrich, and then this green, like it's like a green suede kind. They're so badass. These are the Dean's the slickest boot I think they have, but you got to go check them out. They've got literally every boot you can ever imagine and every sole you can ever imagine. And you can get different widths if you need to. And also, just a little footnote, if you are in between sizes, go with the smaller size. Right now, get 10% off at tecovas.com/Bert when you sign up for email and text. That's 10% off at tecovas.com/Bert. Tecovas.com/Bert. See site for details. Tecovas, point your toes west. This podcast is brought to you by Lucy. I met the dudes that own this company. They are cool dudes. Look, if you've never tried one of these, I'm not going to say start, but if you're already into them, these are the best. Lucy's flavors are mint, apple ice, mango, berry citrus, espresso, and apple cider. It's not apple cider vinegar, which I thought it was at first. It's really enjoyable. And these breakers deliver a second punch. If you're like me and you're looking for a treat and you know you got one in your pocket, you know that when you put one in, maybe upper decky, you go, I need a little something else. That's when the breaker shows up. Break it, new flood of flavor. They are awesome. I just got my father-in-law into them. My father-in-law has been a tobacco chewer his whole life. I was like, it's such an aggressive move to spit in a can. I go, Papa J, throw a Lucy in. It's so discreet. It's so non-noticeable. You can do it on an airplane. You have a cocktail before takeoff. Pop in a Lucy, and it's like God's whispering in your ear. You're not going to die today, big guy. This flight's going to be fun, and you're going to write. Anyone who's ever tried one of these knows, man, you pop one in before a conversation, and the conversation's 100 times better. Visit lucy.co/Bertcast and use promo code Bertcast to get 20% off your first order. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Were you at the Netflix is a Joke party at Ted's house outdoors?
Yeah, the one in the...
We took the picture at the pool?
Yeah, I was there.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Cat Williams.
Yo, again.
You a rock star, Bert Kreischer. I've been trying to take my shirt off for 25 years. They won't let me do it, Bert. I can't even wear a vest, Bert Kreischer. I was like, you know what I said to him?
You love it.
And he was in a ski mask. And I said, I swear to God, I go,
Yeah.
You know who I am? He goes, you're on a fucking arena tour. Of course I know who you are.
That's really, those moments are priceless, man. I love those moments.
Yeah,
man.
even at the Tom Brady roast, Kevin came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, because I've known Kevin for 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
He started in New York. I mean, I was working the door when he was coming to New York with Keith, and he just comes up and he goes, at the he said, "Hey Bert, how you doing?" I was like, "Good man, it's good to see you." I was like, "Yo, congrats on everything, Kev, because I haven't seen him in a minute." And he was like, "No, congrats on you, man. That's so great." My dad calls that night and he goes, "Hey, you know Kevin Hart?" Yeah. He goes, "I know you. I didn't know you. Your stories are all over the fucking place. Can't tell what's real and not. You really knew that guy."
Right. Yo, by the way, man, you killed that roast, man.
Oh, thank you.
That roast was like...
That roast was fucking insane. It was. It's probably the biggest thing I've ever been a part of.
You think?
Because everyone has ever. That's all they say.
Dude, that shit was out of this world. I remember I had tickets to go to that, and I hate I didn't go.
Oh,
I was like this. I was about to go, and then something came up, and I just was like, but I hate I didn't go to that, man. But that shit looked great, yo.
That was.
It was a great time, and y'all was so funny.
So many fucking.
So funny.
There's so many highlights to that day for me where I go like hanging with Gronk and Edelman and Randy Moss, and someone's just asking me about it today. It's like having Bill Belichick tell us to do our fucking job. And then the best is, get a call. I get a call from Chappelle. He's like, "Yo, where you at?" And I said, "I'm in my green room." He goes, "Can I come hang out with you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I'm sharing a green room with Tom. And Chappelle just comes in, starts drinking and smoking cigarettes. He's like, "What's up?" And we just chopped it up. And even Tom is like, "Fucking Dave Chappelle's here."
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That was a wild fucking dude. Can I tell you my favorite show you've ever been a part of? Angie Tribeca.
Yo,
that was the funniest fucking show in the world.
Everybody, dude. People who come up to me and tell me they love that show are comedy fans. Fanatics.
It is a fucking comedy show. That is the perfect comedy show. It's perfect.
I don't know why it's not on Netflix, man. That shit should be on Netflix. I gotta call somebody to find out why that shit ain't on Netflix. Because that shit was funny.
It was so fucking good.
I remember it would be scenes we would do. They would be so mad at me because I couldn't get through it. And I would be dying laughing. And I would just be like, I would have to, every time I try to compose myself, I just fall apart. And I couldn't do it, man. And I would get myself together and shoot it. And man, and I wasn't even supposed to even be on that show, man.
For real?
They actually, like the first season, I would just come in and do little stuff and leave or whatever, because Steve Carell, I auditioned for like the sergeant, and then Steve Carell was like, "Nah, I don't want another black guy being a sergeant." And he was like, "This, we gonna figure out something." And then one day he called me. He was like, "All right, we're just gonna make you another cop, and we're gonna call you what was my name? Tanner, huh? Yeah, it was a DJ Tanner." He was like, "From Full House. I see you on set." I was like this, okay. I was like, all right. But then they gradually start like making me like as like one of the main characters. But I wasn't supposed to really be on that. He created a role for me on there, man. And man, I love doing that show.
Oh,
dude.
Halston, did you watch it? Oh, yeah. It was a show that it's like the most bingeable show I've ever been a part of. Two shows are the most bingeable show. One was that thriller on Netflix called Dark.
I've never seen it on Netflix.
Was it Dark? I'm not a scary movie guy, but anything time travel, I'm like obsessed with.
Man, I love scary movies. Was it Dark,
movies. Pierce? It was a German show. Anyway, that and and it was around the same time as Angie Tribeca. I think it was on Hulu, right?
Nice.
And I started watching it, and I was Dark. You ever seen Dark?
No, I haven't seen
Dark. Fucking crazy.
Yeah,
it's fucking crazy. A missing child sets 4 families on a frantic hunt. Answers you just moved it out of the thing. Mind-bending mystery. It's wild.
All right, I'm gonna check it out.
Fucking wild.
I'm gonna check it out.
But at the same time, I just discovered streaming at this time. I know that's probably late in the game because I think I was on Netflix, and but I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this streaming thing a try. And I think Leanne was like, have you seen Angie Tribeca? And I was like, no. She's like, you have to watch it, dude. I watched it. I watched every fucking episode. It was so goddamn funny,
dude. One day I ran into Christian Bale, and he grabbed me and was like, dude. And he was like, I love Angie Tribeca. I love it. Love it. And I was like, Batman is choking me right now. This is fucking awesome. I love it. He was intense as shit too. I love it. I was like, yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Yo, for real. After that, I said, golly. But this what made me really know that the show was like really being supported and loved. But it was mostly by industry people, not even really like regular people. Anybody in industry loved it, but everybody wanted to get on the show.
Really?
And after that, I was like, oh yeah, this is really dope. I mean, like everybody started.
Pull up the cast of Angie Tribeca. It was
everybody wanted to do like guest spots. We had
Rashida
like,
Jones.
Everybody, Rashida, Jerry.
Rashida Jones is absolutely fucking gorgeous.
Yeah. Hayes MacArthur, yeah. Jerry Burns is the best,
was fucking out of this world. So
he used to always come to work. He's so loud. He starts to be like, did I tell you the time when I did cocaine at the White House? He'd be like this. No, Jerry.
What a fucking cast.
Andres.
That was such a, did you when you do a show, like when you do all the shows you do, because you also write on everything. Like, do you go in and punch up?
No. I didn't write on this. I didn't write on really none of them. Even like on Blackish, I went over there to write and ended up being a part of the cast. But you don't touch any of the script. Nah. Well, what happens is if they give it to me, I look at it. This goes with any script. I'll look at it and be like, hey, can I do this? Or I'll ask if I can. But they have amazing writers, and they let me play all the time. Like any project I do, they definitely let me play and ad lib and get down or whatever.
That's wild.
Yeah, definitely. But this right here, dude, I would show up to work and it'd be like a purple elephant outside, and I'd be like, "This okay? This is gonna be a good day. This is definitely gonna be a good day." Like it was so funny, man. Like one of the scenes that killed me. This woman walked by, right, and Hayes MacArthur was like, well, that's a nice little number you got on. She turned over, and it was like the number 7 on her shirt. She was like this, thank you. I've been wearing it all day.
It is a throwback to like those old school.
Those like airplanes.
Airplane and Naked Gun movies were so funny. And they tried to redo them with the Scary Movie franchise.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I don't know. I never connected with Scary Movie franchise the way I did with Airplane and Naked Gun.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I like them all, but Airplane and Naked Gun is like the thing. Yeah,
they had an office right below there were 2 brothers, right? The Zucker brothers.
Yeah,
they had an office right below Will Smith when I first moved out to Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they doing now? Are they doing anything?
No, I don't know.
Man,
I went into their office one time with some balls.
What?
I've done that. I've done that a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just was like, I want to meet him. So I was doing a deal with Will, and I was like, if I can hang out with Will, I could probably introduce myself to these guys. And they're like, that's not how this works. You don't just walk into someone's office and go, I'd like to meet them. I was like, okay, never mind. I'm going upstairs. My ego is a fucking mess. It is a genuine mess. I will catch myself going, Bert, don't speak. I will hear myself say that, and then I go, do you know how much money I have? What the fuck is wrong with me? It is. I'm the worst individual. I can't shut myself up.
That's hilarious, man.
Yeah. I'm a fucking mess.
Dude, I like a tour bus.
Oh,
that
thank you.
Hilarious. I walked up. I was like, oh.
Are you touring right now?
No, I'm just doing like different dates here and there.
Like just scattered?
Scattered. I've been out with Martin. Been on tour with Martin.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
How's that been?
Crazy.
Yeah?
However you thinking, double it. It's crazy.
Really?
It's been crazy. Yeah, I did like 10 dates with him. I'm still doing dates with him, but man, that is something else right
He's
there.
a fucking legend.
Icon, man.
But when you talk about, like, I think people forget just how innovative and groundbreaking the Martin Lawrence show was. Martin.
One of the best. We were talking about that at this thing that we was doing, and we were talking about what is probably one of the best comic-led sitcoms. What do you think?
I mean,
give me 5 of the best comic-led.
I would say the top 5 have to be Seinfeld,
Mm-hmm.
Home Improvement,
Mm-hmm.
Roseanne,
Mm-hmm.
Martin,
Mm-hmm.
comic-led. Oh, and Cosby Show. Cosby Show was fucking groundbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What were you thinking?
I would say Seinfeld. I would say Martin. I would say Sanford and Son.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I would say Sanford and Son. And I would say, who did you say?
Roseanne and Tim Allen, Cosby, Martin, and Seinfeld.
I think I like Everybody Loves Raymond too.
Can I tell you?
You never seen that episode?
I never watched that. I never watched one episode. There's certain things that have just missed my radar that are like, I never saw an episode of King of Queens.
Here we go. Jamie Foxx show too.
I was going to say Jamie Foxx show.
Jamie Foxx show.
That was like in the UPN days, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Because like there was some like
Jamie Foxx show.
What was the Eddie Griffin show? It was Eddie and something.
Eddie and Malcolm.
Eddie and Malcolm.
They have, but no, Jamie Foxx show was like,
really,
like yo, it's so funny.
Jamie Foxx is pretty fucking legendary.
Man, Jamie is probably one of the funniest dudes that ever did it, man. Like for real, like
he's so talented.
He's so talented, man. He's like that's another one who reached out to me. I remember on my first special, he reached out to me and he told me, he was like, dude, he was like, you're so funny. That was another one of the moments where I was like, I don't even care what these people think about me no more.
It's crazy because it's like, as a comic, especially like when I started with a guy named Dimitri Martin, right? And and we started on the same day. Mm-hmm. And this is just, I don't know the right way to say this story, but this is because I know you could probably whittle down and try to, a therapist would hear whatever I'm saying and go, oh, you're a narcissist or whatever. But I remember starting and we both got laughs. We both were like, okay, we're going to do this for a living. But I remember comics liking him first and being like, dude, you're funny as shit. Mm-hmm. I'd be standing right next to him and no one would say anything. Yeah. And it was because what I was doing was a tad bit base, you know? Yeah. Like I was getting over on personality, I think, on stage. Uh-huh. But I would watch that. And so then I was like literally going like, when will someone ever say good joke to me? Like maybe they'll never say it. Mm-hmm. But the first person to ever say it was Jim Norton. And so there's such a like, when a comic says to you, like when a tell goes, dude, I like that joke. I like what you're doing there. Mm-hmm. It means it's almost better than the audience laughing. Yeah. And especially someone like Jamie Foxx, who has, I mean, he just seems like he seems like an actual Renaissance man. Mm-hmm. Like he seems like he lives his life.
He's
different.
Great. And he is who he is. If you like Jamie from what you see on screen, then you're gonna love him in person. I just want to throw this out there, the Bernie Mac show too. Go.
Oh
yes.
Wait, did you know Bernie?
We can keep going all day with this because I'll keep bringing up. Did I know Bernie?
Because Chicago.
Hell yeah! Like Bernie. Bernie was like in Chicago, man. Bernie was the dude that everybody wanted to be like. I mean, like hands down. If Bernie gave you any love, that was it. He used to host this room called the Cotton Club in Chicago, and comics used to go there. And the whole thing was you had to follow him to get on. And people were bombing left and right, and they could never come back. But if you could follow him, then he gave you love or whatever. And they used to be so fun to go do that. This guy named James Hanna and myself, who's always be in the club, man, and rocking with Bernie, man. And he used to host this room called Milchoneers, where he used to have like a live band and performances and stuff like that. And he would let me guest host there, and ran to a lot of great people that used to come mess with Bernie. But Bernie Mac was like, I remember one time Bernie was like, I'm going to go on this cable show and I'm going to say your name. If you can't capitalize off of that, then you don't need to be doing this. And I was like, okay, yeah. And he went on, he said like about 8 of us. He said our name, and then he looked in the camera like, and then he just kept on with the interview. Like, now you go out there and make a living off of what I just, basically what I did. And we was like, yeah, Bernie said our name. Bernie said our name. And so we was like happy over that. But he said it. He's like, I'm going to say your name. If you can't capitalize on it, then that's you. You don't need to be doing this. But
wait,
yeah,
explain the Chicago scene to people who don't know, because I think a lot of people are into stand up right now, and they're like, yo, you know, I love stand up. I love what was happening at the store like 5 years ago, and I love what's happening in Austin right now. Philly's got a good scene, but when I started working. And I got the opportunity. First place I did was in Riddles in Chicago.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, this is a huge scene, and there's massive talent coming out of here. Yeah. But you got to see the guys like the Kings would go through there.
Man, everybody went through Chicago. It was no way you was doing comedy and you didn't go through Chicago. First of all, Chicago had the first black comedy club where people had uniforms and a tab, you know. It wasn't cash. It was a tab. It was a credit card machine.
I remember Riddles, they would walk through with a bottle of Cavassier and little dentist cups.
Boy, you shit. Yeah. Cash only, too. Cash only, yeah. But this was the first.
You get done and they go, careful with your check. You can get robbed outside. You're like, what? They're like, check. They robbed D-Ray for $40,000.
They did get him. They got D-Ray. Yeah. They had him. Dude, it was crazy in Chicago, yo, like nuts. And so having this club, a lot of comics would come there, and you would get your check at the end of the night, and it would be, you know, dress code, and it was like, whoa, like wow, like you have an anniversary here. This was like that, you know. And so coming up in that era, man, it was something else. I remember when I first started comedy, they told me I had to, one of my biggest shows, they was like, you got to open for Steve Harvey. You only can do 5 minutes. And I said, okay, cool. And they was like, and I was like really super hip hop back then. Like everything was baggy. You could have sworn I was in Tribe Called Quest. I was in Tribe. I don't give a fuck what Q-Tip say. I was in Tribe Called Quest. And they was like, no, if you're going to perform here, you got to wear a suit. And I said, why? And they was like, because that's our dress code, and no comedians can do that. I went to a Goodwill and bought a brown suit coat jacket, a black shirt, and a blue tie, and I wore it with some gray pants. And I wore it every night. And after that weekend, I was like, I'll never do this shit again. I was like, they just ain't gonna have me. Yeah. Like, I just couldn't do it because I was like, was it Janine Garofalo? I even told them, I said, how can she go on stage with her jeans and her bohemian outfit and rock a crowd? Yeah. And ain't nobody telling her to put on no goddamn shoulder pads and buttons and shit. Like, why I gotta do this? Yeah, everybody's suit was like this and shit. I was like, why I gotta do that? I was like, I'm not doing that shit no more. I refused to. And I think the club kind of they saw that it was a new era coming up and it was a whole new thing. And so then they kind of like backed off of that rule. And when they did, we started packing that motherfucker out. And it was all hip hop heads in there. Like in the 90s hip hop, it was crazy. It was all kind of 90s hip hop heads in there. And everybody would be in there from like the Twister and R. Kelly and Do or Die. And everybody would be in there. We'd be partying and hanging out and all of that. God. I see where your mind going. But we partied then. It was innocent.
It was Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, P. Diddy. We had a blast.
Oh shit. No, but it was innocent times then, man. Innocent times. We didn't know what was going on.
That's so great.
No, but man, it was a great era. We like to call it like the golden era in Chicago. Common and everybody would just be out. Everybody just be working on their craft, you know. And in Chicago, it was so ill, you know. In Chicago, and it's still like this in Chicago, you gotta like appease the 4 P's in order to really make it out there, which is police, politicians, pimps, and motherfucking preachers. You gotta make sure that they all okay, you know, in order to like have a club out there.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, you gotta pay them off, make sure everybody good. Yeah, absolutely.
I've heard that.
Yeah. So like when we doing these shows, you know, we performing from like, like politicians to the pimps and everybody in this room. And so your material had to cater to everybody.
Oh, wow.
And that led to a lot of comics being well-rounded when it came to comedy all over the globe. Like it's to me, I don't think that it's a coincidence that a lot of talent comes out of Chicago. Is because it's smack dab in the middle of the country, and our surroundings are so diverse. And Chicago is one of the most segregated cities still to this day. You know, the Irish have their part, and the Hispanics over here, and the blacks over here, and it's still like that to this day. And so when you did your shows, you had to go these different places all the time. And then when they were all in one place, your material had to work with everybody. And so that's how we all came up. And so we felt very diverse even to this day, a lot of talent comes out. Like I tell people all the time, if you're going to be a comic, be a comic. Don't be a black comic or don't be a white comic. Like Bert, I've seen you rip black rooms to shreds because you're a comic.
Yeah.
You know, why would you be a beautician and only do like black hair? If you're a beautician, do hair. Like all hair, right?
Yeah.
You're leaving money on the table doing one hair, one kind of hair. Like you should learn how to do all hair. If you're doing white hair, learn how to do black hair. Like you're a beautician, be a beautician. And that's how it is with comedy. I think like, don't just do black jokes or do white jokes and be, what I hate is when comics belittle the jokes that other people tell because they can't tell them, and I hate that shit. You know.
Oh yeah.
And it will affect you as a comic. It affected me one time. I remember my first comedy special, my very first joke out the gate. I felt like it was low hanging fruit at the time, and I called Chris Rock and I said, hey man, I want to do this joke, but it's just on some black and white shit, and I don't want to do black and white shit, you know. And he was like, well, who said you can't do that? And I was like, they gonna look down on me if I do the black people this, the white people. He was like, nah, motherfuckers can't do that. He was like, when Prince wrote a hit, he either wrote a hit in 3 minutes or it took him 3 months. He was like, don't look at it like it's low-hanging fruit. He was like, if you can do it and they can't do it, do that shit. And on my very first special, you'll see me come out the gate with it. I was like, white people, let me ask you a question out the gate.
Yeah. Just
because he put that battery in my back to go do that shit or whatever. So
brilliant advice.
Yeah, so I'd never even do that to any white comic. I would never belittle them or be like, yeah, they only do this or whatever. I'd be like, nah, they should do that.
Yeah.
You have the power to do whatever comedy you can do that others can't do. You know what I mean? And I think it's your strength, and it's our strength too, as well as mixing it up where everybody can get you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And understand where you're coming from or whatever.
I've never. It's so funny you say this. I said to Leanne when we started your special, And this is just I was like, I never really saw you as selling to a type of audience. Like I think of you having diverse crowds.
Yeah, and I've always been that way. And that's what I'm saying. Like when I came up, I felt like if I'm going to be a comic, not a black comic. Not a black comic doing white jokes or anything. Just be a comic and make sure that my joke works with everybody. Like, I'm not going to write a joke and make it about just for black folks and black folks only. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't be go out there and be like, yeah, man, talk about something that only black folks know or whatever, you know? But if I do, I'm going to make it where you're learning about it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to just bring up some black shit and not explain it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm explaining where you get it, and we all rock and roll with it. And and that's what I just think great comics should do.
I got to a place where I stopped writing anything. Like if I'm going to do something racial, because like my best friend, one of my best friends, helps produce my specials. Greatest guy in the world, Cuban guy. And so, and probably he was joking with me in my last special. Is two of our friends were there, two black guys were there, and he's like, "Bert, these are all your diverse friends right here." And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "I introduced you to all your diverse friends." And I said, "Yeah, you did." And so he goes, he goes, "I really love when you do racial shit." And I was like, "Really?" And he was like, "Yeah, I feel like you like you're not." Like
you nail it. Like, I'm not gonna even lie.
And I was like, thanks, man. I was like, I don't think I have anything racial in this special. I don't think I do.
But you would know.
Oh, no, I do. Oh, I definitely do. I absolutely do. Oh, what am I talking about? I absolutely do. I actually got a compliment from a black dude in fucking Orlando. He goes, dude, I saw your shit, ... And he goes, that fucking joke had me on the ground. I was like, thank you so much.
Dude, I love when you do that, but you
I ran one by you before. I was like, yo, I gotta run this by you. Is this? And you were like, I like it.
Dude, I love it. Dude, you ride that line so perfectly. You know what I mean? You're not wavering, which is a beautiful. People can see that shit coming a mile away when you unconfident, but you truly want to know, and that's the beauty of it. Where black people are like, this is hilarious.
Do you know what question I have? I was thinking of today, like an honest black guy question. Is it hard getting older as a black man? Because the thing with being black is like you're so cool with culture, but as you get older, you get nerdier.
Yeah,
and it's almost like you have to force to learn new words. Like, oh, that shit's lit, But like you're also becoming an old man, and you're like, fuck, man. What do I got to do today? Like, because as a white guy, you just go, I'm just an old nerdy white guy. Right. All my good days are behind me. But you still have to do the Breakfast Club and learn cool words.
That's so fucking funny, dude, because it's so true. It really is. It's like, I know I'm out the game. I'm so lost out here. I don't know what to talk about, what to say. Man, I posted something online one day, right? And I said, I was just going, I want to read my comments, right? And I was like, let me grab my popcorn. And I put that in the comments. Man, these motherfuckers ate me alive. They was like, this ain't no disrespect. It was an oversized, a plus size black woman, and she had this really fit guy, and they was in love, and they was like together, right? And they was showing all them, being dating and all of that. And so I post this, and so I wrote, let me get my popcorn to read these comments because I wanted to see what people was going to say just about their love or whatever. Yeah. Boy, they drugged me so bad. They was like, what's wrong with this? Ain't nothing wrong with this. Why would you say grab your popcorn? You ain't shit. And I was like, what do you mean? They was like, you said grab your popcorn. And I'm like, to read the comments. And they're like, no, motherfucker. That's what you say when something is disrespectful or if you think this is some bullshit. If they say, if you think something is some bullshit, you go, let me grab my popcorn. And I was like, I'm not even online like that.
Don't have real popcorn.
I don't even know the lingo no more. Like, they was like, don't say grab your popcorn, nigga. I was like, all right. I'm sorry. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing, yo. I was like, all right, okay, sorry. I was like, I'm out of the loop. I'm not even trying to be cool no more. I'm gonna be over here sitting down watching Family Feud if you need me. If y'all need me, I'll be watching Family Feud. Like, yeah, man, I'm out of the loop, man. I'm not cool and black no more, man. I don't know if I'm black no more. My card is up for decline. That's where
I can't keep up. Like
I'm old, man. I can't do it. I do what I do, and this new audience now is so scary. On my special, right? My new special. I said on there, you could tell how old a woman is by the size of the fonts on her phone. That's the joke, right? Yeah. Because I'm talking to women, because women really deal with age more than men do. We get old, we just get old. You know, we'll try to do something to make us look youthful, but we ain't putting on makeup. We ain't doing none of that shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm talking to the women, because sometimes you could just talk to. Man, these motherfuckers ate me up, man. They was like this. Men can't see neither, motherfucker. They fonts get bigger too. Ooh, you motherfucker. You hate women. That's your problem. And I was like, dude. I am so sorry. I'm like, dude, I was talking to women at the time. That's what I was doing. Why are y'all so upset?
Crowds are fucking.
They are out of their mind.
I can't understand.
They think everything has to have like a reason or a message. And it's like, dude, it's just funny. Just escape on it. Yeah. Like, yo. And I'm trying to tell women, like, yo, make sure your fonts are down if you don't want nobody to know your age. Basically, like, don't pull your phone out around nobody if you don't want nobody to know your age. That's basically what I'm saying. Man, these motherfuckers drug me. I was like, I'll be over here watching Family Feud. Again, I'm going to be over here like.
This show is sponsored by Fabric. We think we're taking care of our kids by enrolling them in after-school lessons or buying them birthday presents or fancy trips. But another important way to take care of them is with a term life insurance policy for you. In case the unexpected happens and you're not around anymore, that is where Fabric comes in. Fabric by Gerber Life is term life insurance you can get done right here, right now. You can be covered right from your couch in under 10 minutes with no health exam required. If you've got kids, and especially if you're young and healthy, definitely if you're young and healthy, it's time to lock in low rates now. Fabric has flexible, high-quality policies that fit your family and your budget, like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. It's all online and on your schedule, so apply when it's convenient for you. There's absolutely no risk. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can cancel at any time. This is an absolute no-brainer. And when I say, especially if you're young and healthy, right now is the time, get that low rate right now, because you're going to thank yourself when you're 51. Trust me. Join the thousands of parents who trust Fabric to help protect their family. Apply today in just minutes at meetfabric.com/Bertcast. That's meetfabric.com/Bertcast. MEET fabric.com/Bertcast. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company. Not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions. Have you heard that flavored air category is quickly becoming the leading alternative to vaping and smoking? It's a whole new movement towards better habits, led by the sponsor of today's episode, Fume. Flavored air isn't like vaping. If vapors was compared to sticky sodas, Fume cores are closer to herbal teas. Fume has lots of delicious flavors to choose from, like crisp mint, orange vanilla, and with flavored air, you can satisfy your oral fixation through a passive diffusion system that utilizes no electronics, vapor, or combustion. Fume fills the void ditching a bad habit can leave. You can still have something to reach for. Fume is not a vape, no vapor. You can use it anywhere. No nicotine. It's not addictive, non-toxic flavors. It's all guilt-free alternatives. No battery. You'll never need to charge it. I love this thing. Look, you know me. I'm always looking for a treat, something to look forward to, something to take. And when they say you can reach for it, I reach for it all the time. I absolutely love my Fume. I take it with me to a party tonight, and it fills the void. Crisp mint is my favorite flavor. Fume has served over 300,000 customers, and you can be the next success story. For a limited time, use my code BERTCAST to get a free gift with your journey pack. Head to tryfume.com. That's TRYFUM.com and use promo code Bertcast or scan the QR code on screen to get a free gift with your order today. I don't watch stuff to get angry, right?
Me
like
neither.
I don't watch anything that makes me upset. Like I change my algorithm on things so it's stuff I like.
Yeah.
So maybe it's an echo chamber, but like I don't like stuff that makes me upset. So I watch everyone's special.
Yeah.
But like there's some that I watch a little bit of and then turn off and I go, it's not really for me. And I watch wild specials that no one watches. I watch the ones in Korean. I watch the ones in Spanish. I put them on subtitles. It's kind of fucking ruins it. You're reading a special.
Yeah, right.
But like I watch everything. But I don't like watch stuff that, like I don't watch horror movies and I don't like horror movies. But I would never like leave mean comments to people that like horror.
If it's not a good I love horror, but if it's not a good comment, why even leave it?
Yeah,
if you don't have nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all, right? That's the saying.
I don't get it.
And this is me too. This is what I also think. And man, look at my face when I say this, goddammit. I think motherfuckers who leave negative comments, ain't no Fortune 500 motherfuckers leaving negative comments. Ain't nobody established gonna leave a negative comment because they don't want that coming back on them. Anybody that's got anything good for them, you're not leaving a negative comment like that. And if you leave that negative comment, what do you want me to do about your negative comment? By leaving this on here. And I've never met you a day in my life.
Never met you ever.
What do you want me to do with your negative comment? Why won't you just say nothing at all? Just be quiet. Don't say nothing. But when I look at negative comments, I instantly go, they are not in the Fortune 500. They can't be having great ideas right now because they're too busy leaving negative comments.
My wife broke it down. Is Leanne still around? Is she downstairs? God damn it. My wife broke it down for me. My wife reads every comment.
Yeah.
We got into a conversation with the Mythical Kitchen guys. And they're like, you don't read comments? And I was like, no. And they're like, oh, wait, what did I? God damn it. I'm going to fuck this up. I wish Leanne was here to correct what I'm about to say. I said, no, I don't read any comment. And they're like, well, why? And I said, because I don't, if it's mean, it'll hurt my feelings and then it'll affect my day.
Yeah.
And I don't want to deal with that. So like, I just don't read them. And I go, and I have to write off. And they're like, yeah, but wouldn't you need to know like how to like adjust your podcast or adjust your stand-up by the response you're getting? And I was like, no, absolutely not. And then I kind of was like, I think the point of being an artist is to do exactly your thing and then hope people like it. But you don't adjust your thing based on people's comments. Like if people are like, yo, like I was reading, I read other people's comments. Like, like if someone, like I read other people's comments.
Absolutely.
Ones I know I'm safe in. I'll go, check out this. And you see that and you're like, well, yeah, but like, I read one about Ellen, and it was like, no one asked for this special. And I was like, no, you didn't ask for this special.
You didn't ask for this
special. A lot of people asked for it. That's why they gave her $20 million to do a special.
Exactly.
There's a lot of people that would like to see this.
Yeah.
And so it's very easy to disconnect and read that comment and go, that guy's a fucking idiot. And then I go and I check him out. Father of 4, Christ first, daughters second, then my wife, or whatever. And he's got his hunting dog, and you're like, dude, why would you? No one asked for this fucking special. What? Go to church. Go to fucking church. Pray to your Lord and ask for forgiveness because you're a.
Yeah,
and I was like,
yes, absolutely.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why would you even say that? Like,
why even say it?
Yeah, and then I was like, but I said to the Mythical Kitchen guys, I was like, no, my job as an artist is to make the thing that I think is cool with no outside effect. I don't want anyone's notes.
Right.
I want to make the thing I think is cool, and then I want to put it out there, and I hope that people think it's cool.
If somebody's drawing a painting, right, drawing a painting, and they put it on the wall, everybody that comes to see that painting have their opinion. Do you take that painting off the wall and fix it?
No.
It's up on the wall already. There's nothing else you can do. Can
you imagine
it. It's there now.
If you had
you either find the beauty in it or you don't.
That should be a fucking art experience. Is you put it up and then you have people go, I don't know, I think there should be a tree in it. Because that's ultimately what a mean comment is.
That's what it is.
If you're like, why aren't there more dogs in this painting?
Yeah, and it's like this. What do you want me to do about this painting now? So why even leave the comment? Your comment has nothing. We can't take these specials back down and change them to the way that you want them. So why even say it? But everybody think their opinion matters, or they try to like get you ruffled up so they can be famous too, so you can say something back to them. And it's like, it's crazy right now. It's like, just, man, when you leave any negative comment I see, I honestly instantly go, they are not on their business. They are not making no money. They are not working towards nothing better. And I just ignore that shit and just be like, okay, because I do read comments, but I just go, all right, this person's just on some ignorant shit.
That's the beauty of losing my vision is I can watch Instagram, but if I don't have my glasses on, I can't read anything. So I just scroll and I go, cool. I haven't been on Twitter. I have not been on Twitter physically. I was on one time, and man, I got fucking lit up. Rogan sends me this goddamn fucking, I'm sure it's a vaccine thing or something. Who knows what it is? About fucking, Rogan sends me something, and I cancel my Instagram. I didn't cancel it. It's still out there. Someone else runs it. I don't touch it. But I don't have the login for it, so I can't read the thing Rogan sent me. So and then I was like, wait, I have a new email too. I can sign up for Instagram. So I Twitter. I can sign up for Twitter and get a new. And I was like, oh, you know what I'll do? I'm gonna get a burner account on Twitter. That way I'll have fun. They will never talk to me. And so that this is how stupid I am. The handle I chose was "Oops, I did it Asian" because I tried to spell again, but I misspelled again, and I wrote Asian, and then I was like, I like it, so I put it on there, and then I have it. I have this burner account, and then I go on Rogan, and Rogan finds out I have a burner account, and he's like, "So you have a burner account on Twitter?" And I said, "Yeah, it's Oops, I did it Asian," but Deon, I misspelled Asian for myself. It said ASEAN, and so I didn't even have Oops, I did it Asian. I had Oops, I did it ASEAN, and then someone got Oops, I did it Asian and created a fake account for me, and then started posting about that it was me, and I was like, motherfucker. I was like, I can't fucking win. So I was like, I'm off. I don't even look at anything. I'm done.
Dude, that's crazy as hell.
I'm done.
Dude, I am lost out here in this world, man. I'm like, you know what? All I could do is rock for those that see the beauty in what I do, see the beauty in what you do, and that's the best you can do.
It's
man.
almost like crazy, and this is going to sound really but it's crazy that anyone would have access to you, that anyone could get in front of you. That's the wild thing in this world is that someone in their house. I apologize to the person I'm talking about. Someone in their house who's absolutely accomplished nothing in life. They're a single white male. They're skinny. They're 120 pounds. They have a drinking problem. Dad left his mom a long time, single child. He lives in an apartment in Oklahoma. And life's not going good for him. He works at Walmart in Oklahoma, and he's just angry. And he gets on Instagram, and he sees you in fucking tan leather pants, jacked, tatted up, looking gorgeous. And you go up, and you have a moment in this audience, and you start your special, and he goes, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
He should not have the right, in all honesty, and this is what's wild about this world, to be able to tell you, I fucking hate you.
Dude.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And then that person has the ability to do that. And that's what's wild.
Yeah.
And then that person, if it's me, that one dude who's 130 pounds, probably a fan of mine if he leaves a mean comment to you. He's probably some alt-right fucking lunatic that thinks I hung the fucking moon. But that person can ruin my day. It's like fucking insane.
It's insane.
That dude, and then all of a sudden, the guy I just shit on becomes the most powerful man in the world. He has nothing but, God damn it, he took my day away from me. I didn't call my daughters. I got into a fight with my wife. I got drunk. I thought about him all day long. All day fucking long. God damn it. That's why I don't read comments. I can't let that powerless motherfucker change my day. Fucking ruins my day.
That is so...
Fucking the guy's got nothing.
Funny,
he lives in a
dog.
fucking apartment by himself. He just bought a cat. Fucking
dude,
God,
that's so fucking funny because it's so true, man. It's like if you're doing the show, the whole room can laugh, but you see that one motherfucker that's not laughing, your whole attention is on this one motherfucker.
God.
Like, no, I get it, man. It's so bizarre.
I did an arena. I did an arena,
man.
12,000 people, and there were two people in the front row, in the very front row, who were not laughing at all. A couple, an older white couple.
Yeah.
And I said, "Are you guys having a good time?" And the guy goes, "No, actually not at all." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, we don't know who you are. We just came up." And I lost my shit. I go, "Who the fuck stumbles upon an arena and buys tickets at the fucking door not knowing what it is? What? I got so upset. I spent so much time on these two fucking people.
Yeah,
and
man.
Then I like laid in bed in my tour bus going like, why the fuck would they even come?
Right. It's crazy,
Sounds
dude.
like you don't like your wife. Shut the fuck up.
Dude, look, these people have access to us, and I think sometimes I go, John Lennon and Martin Luther King could not have had accounts. People would burn the life out of these motherfuckers. They couldn't have accounts because if you already talking to people that you admire and you can talk to the people that you admire. That wasn't like that with us growing up.
No.
These people were like Michael Jackson and them Prince and them. They were like mythical people. Like you couldn't see these people. You know what I mean? Or the Stones, Mick Jagger, whatever. Like you couldn't talk to these people. Like you couldn't. Like, and now you have a device where you could talk to these people, and the things you say are so fucked up. Like, why would you even spend your time saying something so fucked up to a person that you can reach?
Yeah.
Like, I would not. Martin Luther King cannot have an account, dog. Like, people would be so disrespectful.
Reading comments to Jesse Jackson.
They'll be saying shit
Jesse,
like,
does my voice sound weird to you? I think this sounds normal.
No, motherfuckers would be on there like, Martin, you wearing that same suit again, and you marching in the same shoes, and like they'll be saying shit like that. They'd be like, what about the dream, motherfucker? Like, why are you talking about his clothes and shit? Like, they would not be able to have an account.
First of all, I can't say I will say the internet, but I will say Instagram is so racist. It's so racist that I go, yeah, man, okay, because I don't like. I understand that racism's real, but I don't see it a lot. Like I don't see it because I'm a white guy.
Yeah.
It's just kind of it's nice, you know. It's like you just don't see racism,
dude. Let's get back to that. Finish you got to say because you are really true and that shit is fucked up. But go ahead.
Wait, I don't know what I was gonna say now.
No. Go.
But then you read comments and you're like, oh my God, this is like we are in Ruby Ridge. Like this is where
Ridge,
where all the fucking white supremacists live. Who are leaving these comments? And then I'm like, you left that comment's like really racist. People can find you. Like, what are you doing? Like, my daughter Isla will send them to me, and she's like, the one is like, there's accounts that are just mean comments, and it just goes mean comments, and it's like the second you see like any black dude with a hairline back here, he could be doing the most innocent thing, just lighting a fire, and everyone's like, and as soon as I see it, I run to the comments and start reading them. But Instagram is like insanely racist. And if you don't believe me, anytime they're like, it's crazy.
Dude, it's so nuts.
Like there was the sweetest video I saw about, it was black dudes coming in for football practice. And they were asking them, hey, when was the last time you talked to your mom? And everyone said, this morning. What are you talking about? I call my mom every day. First of all, 2 takeaways. Apparently, black guys talk to their mom a lot. And secondly, every black guy calls his mom mama, right? Those are the 2 things that my takeaways. But then I go to the comments, and it's like, notice no one called their dad. And I was like, oh, God. I was like, the sweetest fucking video. And it's all just like, yeah, where are their dads? Where are their dads? And I'm like, motherfucker. I was like, I think you missed the point.
Yo, that is so funny. Back to white people don't know racism.
Okay.
So this is a true thing that I've been really, really witnessing lately.
Yeah.
My this neighborhood I moved into, like this happened maybe about 3 years ago, and I was buying this house, right? Beautiful house, and we stand out in front of it. No, I had just bought it, and I'm just sitting there looking to see what I wanted to do on the outside of it. This guy pulls up, and he goes, "Hey!" And I was with this Indian dude who was going to do the work for me. This guy pulls up, and he go, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And we go, "Hey, what's going on?" He's like, "Not much, man, not much. You guys looking at this house?" And we like, yeah. And he was like this. "Oh, okay, cool. What are you guys doing though?" And we like, just looking at the house. And he was like this. "For what?" And we like, just watching it. And he was like, because I didn't want to tell him I bought it, right? Because at first I was going to tell him, but I'm like, what is he asking for?
Yeah.
So after a while, I was like, man, it ain't really none of your business what we doing. He was like, no, it is my business. I live in this neighborhood. And I'm like, well, okay, well, we ain't doing nothing. It's 2 PM. Do you think if we going to break in somewhere, you think we going to stand outside and look at the motherfucker first before we break in it? Whether with no mask and nothing, motherfucker? And he was like this. Yeah, well, I just want to know. I said, well, call the police, brother. He was like, yeah, I think I'm going to call the police. And then he pulled off, right? And I talked to my realtor and told everybody, I was just like, dude, I don't know if I really want to move over here. I ain't sure, whatever. And I told them, and I remember his people was like, yeah, well, they were just trying to protect the neighborhood. And I was like this, what the fuck are you talking about? Protect the neighborhood. And they was like, there was nothing racist about it, was it? And I was like this, no, it was. He drove up to us to ask us what the fuck we was doing in front of this house.
Yeah.
I said, that's racist as shit. I was like, it's none of their business what we doing.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't look at it like it's racism. I said, well, what do you look at as racism? Not that. I said, you just think somebody calls somebody the N-word or something like that is racism, right? Yeah. I said, no, motherfucker, no. I was like, and so the husband of the wife was like, yeah, man, we didn't see no racism like that. And it had me concerned. I was like, a lot of white people do not see racism. Then it had me thinking they probably wouldn't because they always around white people.
Yeah.
They don't never have themselves around any other black people, so they can't even fathom nothing like this ever happening. So therefore, if you live in a world where your whole world is white as shit, then you wouldn't see nothing different happening. Or you wouldn't even know that racism is happening out there like that. Like, so my question to you is, and I know you be around a whole bunch of motherfuckers, do you have friends like that that's just all white? That's all they do is... That's their neighbor. That's their situation and neighbors, and you know what I mean. Where they just.
No. I think
because this is a real thing. I think
I have friends from Florida that like I think would say they're not racist, but they genuinely are. Like they genuinely are. Like they would profile a situation like that and think, oh, okay. Or more importantly, it's like, do you remember that young kid in Georgia got shot in the back? He was going for a jog, and I guess he wanted to look at a house, right? Like and they were building it, and he just went on the property and was looking at the house, and then these 2 guys in a truck chased him down, shot him in the back.
Yeah.
I think that's the problem. Is I think there are white people that go, well, hold on, why did he go into the house? You go, stop. That's not the thing. I've gone into houses my whole life. Yeah. My whole life I have gone into houses. Right. And I am, because I'm white, I don't get chased down in a truck by people.
It's reading the room, because first of all, let me be real and let me backtrack a little bit as well. I'm not saying that because you're alienated to a certain race or whatever that makes you racist. I'm not saying that at all, because I hang around a lot of black people and you hang around a lot of white people. But when you're around black people, when I'm around white people, you adapt, and you know it. And the same thing with you. Like, you adapt. You don't sit back and pull up and wonder why somebody's doing something or whatever. No. You know what I mean? And so therefore, I know that racism exists more than probably the average person, and and maybe a white person doesn't know that, but they have to understand that it does exist in my world. It's reading the room. You know what I mean?
I think people only think about things that affect them. Yeah. So for white people, you'll tell me something and I'll be like, huh? Like I would never have done the deep dive.
Right.
I have a great example. Black guy, dog. It's not even his dog. It's someone else's dog he's watching.
Mm-hmm.
It runs away in the middle of the night. And he calls me. He's like, hey, can you go help me find my dog? I was like, yeah, sure. And he was like, as a matter of fact, do you mind? Will you look for it? And I was like, well, what the fuck? Why don't you look for it? And he's like, can't really walk around with a flashlight as a black man in this neighborhood at night looking for a dog. But if a white guy's got a flashlight, they'll be like, hey, what are you looking for?
Real shit.
And you'd be like, a dog. And then he was like, I was like, oh, that's crazy. I never thought of that. And he was he's like, well, I've been forced to think about it my whole life. So welcome to my world. I was in a car. Do you know Omar Dorsey?
Yeah.
I was in a car with Omar Dorsey. This was probably one of the most eye-opening things. So our daughters were friends all the way up until like they're still friends, but they've moved on. They're grown in college now, and they went to the same middle school. I've known Omar since they were kids, since they were little children. Now they're in middle school. They're like 14 years old or whatever. And I walk to go to Georgia's school to go pick her up, and as I'm walking, I see Omar in his car. You listen to music, and I go, hey, what's up? And he's like, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm picking up Georgia. He goes, well, I'll drive you to the front of the school. So I get in his car, and as soon as I do, I see a cop car fucking pull up and get right behind us. And I go, what the fuck? And Omar goes, oh, you don't realize what it's like to be black now. And I go, what? He goes, he just watched a white guy get in a black man's car. He thinks yours is a drug deal going down. And I was like, wait, why wouldn't he think that we're just friends and our daughters are good friends? He's like, what fucking world do you live in? What world do you live in? Where
you see me laughing, right?
Yeah. I was like, I go, this is so rude. Like, I want to say something to him. And he was like, do not.
Do not say nothing. Let's keep it moving. Yeah. Absolutely.
And he's like, you just roll with it. Just go.
But that's the world that's different. Like a cop can pull over a white guy and people will be a white guy will be like, yeah, I need your badge number and this and that and this and that. And, yeah, we need you to grab. I'm not grabbing shit. I'm not getting out my car. I know my rights. And a white guy say that shit. Not no black people.
No, my daughter Georgia got pulled over. This is so fucking independently funny. But it's a string out. So Lewis Black has a button that if you hit it, it goes, go fuck yourself. Hit it again, son of a bitch. Hit it again, cocksucker. So my daughter Isla has it in Georgia's car door, and it randomly will go off anytime you open or shut the door, anytime the car comes to a stop. This button just has a mind of its own. Right. Georgia gets pulled over doing like 85 in a 75 or whatever. The cop comes up to the window, and as she rolls down the window, Lewis Black goes, go fuck yourself. And the cop goes, what did you say? And he let her out of the ticket. Like even with go fuck yourself at the very beginning.
Wow.
And so it's like, I gotta be honest with you, I don't mind getting pulled over. Like I kind of enjoy it because number one, they're gonna recognize me. We're gonna have a moment. I'm gonna get away, and they're gonna fucking be like, "Do you mind if we take a picture?" Cops are like my biggest fans.
Are you fucking kidding me? Hell no!
I have never had a bad interaction with a cop in my life. I love them so much.
This is so white. Them so much. This is the whitest thing I ever heard.
I love them so much. They're civil servants. I love their stupid.
The police pull me over when they get to the window. I got a helmet on. Goddamn it! I'm sitting in there like this. 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Yes, sir. What do you want? What do you need? Even if they know me. This is what they do. They give me a hard fucking time, license, registration, just write the ticket and everything, and I'm sitting there just like a motherfucking mannequin the whole time because I don't want them doing nothing stupid, right? They'll give me the ticket, and as they walk away, they go, huge fan. They'll do that shit.
No.
Every time. And I go, motherfucker, dude. And it's always and they had they tough shit on and all that, but man, shit. Let the police pull. That ain't no niggas going. They go to police. Yeah, let's pull over and talk to them. Hell no, we ain't doing that shit.
I would say 90% of white people see the cops and go, thank God. Oh, thank God, they're finally here.
And we go, should I hit this gas or not?
We call them. We call them. Can you come here quickly?
No, this is like, man, when police comes I'm on some serious shit.
Yeah.
When the police pull behind a black guy, what's in our heads is, damn, I hope I make it home. I hope I fucking make it home. On some real shit.
For real.
Yeah, because, man, you see how they do us, man. And you see the shit you see in the news ain't even a tenth of what the fuck really happens. You know what I mean? So, yeah, when
you know, most white people don't believe that.
I know they don't.
Most white people probably go,
man, this is real shit.
I feel like you guys are making a big deal out of something.
Shit, nope.
Really?
Nope, and I'm not exaggerating. And any black person that see this can vouch for that shit. When we get pulled over, we going, God damn, I hope I make it home. I hope these motherfuckers don't do nothing stupid. And then it's so degrading. The way they talk to you, the way they look at the whole tap on the window, the everything. It's just they just belittle you as who you are as a man, and the way they talk to you, and even if they talking to you sternly, it's a belittling situation because it makes they want to let you know we have more power than you. You know what I mean? And so it's never a nice interaction. It's just always very tense, and it'll fuck up your whole day, man. And then you start thinking about situations you done seen and heard about, and you going, man, I hope that shit don't happen to me. And therefore you have to appease this person. And what can I do, officer? No, sir. I don't want to call no white man, sir. I don't want to do that shit. I don't. And a lot of times I don't. But sometimes when they really when they walk up holding their gun and they go, do you know that kind of shit? I just be like,
that was in your,
sir.
That's an average Joe.
Yo, yep, an average Joe. I'm like this.
I don't know. You got your hand on your gun with a bunch of grieving black people.
Yeah, I'm like this. I'm like, look, I don't want no issues. Most heroes ain't there to tell their story. It's always other people that's there telling the hero story. Me, I just be like, yo, I just want to go home. And I'm going to do whatever it is to go see my son or, go home and whatever it needs to be. I'm never going, there go the police. Oh, I wonder what they pulling me over for so I can fix it. That ain't never fucking happening, Bert.
Thanks for catching that, fellas.
Hey, fellas, thanks a lot for that.
I'm going to Napa right now to get that taillight fixed.
Glad you guys were behind me.
Is it inappropriate to high five you guys on the way out? This show is brought to you by Helix. Let me talk to you about sleeping for a little bit. I love sleeping. For the longest time, I would just go to the store and get a mattress. And I didn't, honestly, they didn't have any information about the mattress. I just get what I thought was the most expensive one. And I'd be like, there we go. That's got to be a great mattress. I have back problems. If I sleep with I'm a side sleeper and I sleep with my arm all the way up. And what was happening is my back problems starting to radiate through my side. And it was making me crazy, and it was hard to do workouts. And then Leanne got us the Midnight Lux by Helix. Here's what we did. I took the 2-minute sleep quiz. These are all things that they tell you in a read, but I'm telling you for real. I took the 2-minute sleep quiz. I then found my mattress, the Midnight Lux. I then ordered my mattress. It got delivered straight to my door very quickly, mind you. I got rid of my other mattress, and that day I put my new mattress on my bed in literally quicker than it took me to take the sleep quiz. I love this mattress. It's the only mattress I'll sleep on. My back problems are absolutely gone because I'm now sleeping on a mattress designed for the way I sleep. That is the most important thing. Find out the way you sleep. You know how you sleep. Are you a stomach sleeper? That's kind of wild. I can't imagine people still sleep on their stomach, but that's because I'm fat. Are you a back sleeper? Are you a big and tall? They got big and tall things. They even got mattresses for kids. Helix is the place. If you're having bad sleep, stop right now. Get 20% off all mattress orders at helixsleep.com/Bert. That's 20% off all mattress orders at helixsleep.com/Bert. Trust me, your back will thank you. Let's face it. If you live where I live, you deal with bugs in and around your house. And if bugs are even a minor problem for you, you have to check out our next sponsor, Pesty. With summer winding down and the nights getting colder, spiders and ants and other bugs are looking for somewhere warm to nest. With Pesty, do-it-yourself pest control, you can make sure they don't choose your house. Pesty is a do-it-yourself pest control company on a mission to provide pro-grade pest control at a fraction of the cost of most pest control companies. With Pesty, there's no more waiting all day for the bug guy to show up when you can spray it yourself in a few minutes. While other pest control companies charge hundreds of dollars and make a one-size-fits-all plan, Pesty customizes a treatment plan for you based on your location's bugs and climate. Plus, the specific chemicals are rotated so that bugs don't build up a tolerance, which makes it more effective over time. In Southern California, the biggest problem we have is black widow spiders, and they nest under Adirondack chairs. One time, before we started using Pesty, Leanne got bit on the back of her leg, and it got burning hot. She got bit by a black widow spider, and it was a nightmare. She felt sick, but we don't have that problem anymore because we use Pesty, and we have no more black widow spiders. Now is the time to protect your home from bugs for less with Pesty. Head to pesty.com/Bertcast and use code Bertcast for an extra 10% off your order. Once again, that's pesty.com/Bertcast for 10% off, and make sure to use my promo code Bertcast so they know that I sent you.
That shit ain't happening.
Okay, maybe what if cops took black class where they learned?
They should.
Okay, so if there's a cop watching right now,
black class,
what would you say to him that would make what could a cop do to de-escalate initially? Just be like
they could treat us like they treat their own. They could just come up and as friendly as they are with their white folks and as comfortable as they are, they should feel the same way with us. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like white people ain't out here tripping too, goddammit. It's like they be bugging the fuck out as well, you know? And so they can do that with us or whatever. But I got a way that I think, and it's really no right or wrong answer for this, but I think people should police their own. You know,
there should be black police and white police.
I just think it should be more police. I think it should be black and white. It should be even across the board. It should be black sergeants. It should be black. It should be even for every white person that's got the job. It should be a black person there.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Every cop car should have a black person and a white person in the car. It shouldn't be two white people in the car. It shouldn't be two black people in the car. It should be one of each in each car. It should be two sergeants, black and white, and it should be that way. So everybody will have a fair fucking chance around this goddamn world.
Oh, so they pull you over and they go, okay, Darnell, you're going to take this one.
They can, or they could be like, or the brothers that oversee the shit and to see what's going on.
He's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, fuck all that. Two white guys in this car and two black. I think it should be a black cop, white cop, and they should ride together in order to de-escalate a lot. I think a lot more should be de-escalated. Because if the white cop is walking up and he like, yo, the black cop might be like, hey, you don't need to put your hand on your gun around him.
Yeah.
Like, I got you. And now the white cop is more comfortable and the black cop is like, cool. Or the black cop can pull up and be on something and the white guy be like, hey, man, nah, he's cool or whatever, you know. And so it'll de-escalate a whole lot. But I think every police department should do that.
Yeah, hey, type in the percentage of white cops. Because I do feel like there's a lot of white cops.
Dude, you can go to all these rural areas.
70%.
70. Look at that. 70%. 70%. Do you know how great 70% is?
11% are women, which I'm cool with. No.
Look, let me tell you how 70% is. This is how great 70% is. If I tell you, Bert, if you go outside right now, there's a 70% chance someone's going to hit you in the face with a brick.
I'm not going outside. If you tell me.
That's how great 70% is.
Holy fuck.
And so therefore, that's wrong. That should not be. It should be for every white cop in a car, it should be a black cop. Period. End of story.
That's crazy. Only 13%.
Because they trying to act like race doesn't matter, and race does matter. As much as you try to go, well, race doesn't. Race matters. This whole country is built on that shit.
What if we just have black cops?
Huh?
What if we just have black cops?
That'd be cool too, but
I don't think. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't think
that'd be cool too because black people, man, they not really on no I ain't gonna say none of them, but majority of black cops, they ain't trying to. They trying to go home, man.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers, ain't nobody trying to prove nothing or nothing like that. And I ain't saying that doesn't happen. Yeah. I'm just saying the majority of cops that I know, black cops, they just trying to get home. They trying to get home and eat, be with their lady. And
I'm sure there's.
chill and
Well, I'm
shit,
sure
you
there's.
know?
I hope a lot of cops are listening to this.
A lot of motherfuckers don't even want to even pull the motherfucker over.
I would never pull someone over.
Because they don't even want to do the paperwork.
I would never pull someone over. I was sneaking into. Not sneaking. I was going into Atlanta, the Atlanta Braves Stadium, and I had weed on me, and I said, and I was nervous, and I said to the two people, one was a white guy, one was a black chick, and I said, well, just out of curiosity, like if someone had weed on them, what would happen? And the white guy goes, they'd go to jail. And I went, really? And he goes, absolutely. And then the black chick goes, or we would ignore it because I'd spend my day doing paperwork, and I have no interest in doing paperwork.
Real shit.
So we'd probably ignore it. You may want to come to my line. And I went to her line, and I was like, thank you very much. All I had was like a little dugout.
I'm telling you, real shit. Like, black people be like, man, I'm just trying to get home. I ain't really on no shit like that. While a lot of white cops be like, yeah, no. Oh, this is a good day, goddammit.
Do you guys have the white version of like our mall cop? Is there like a black version of that?
Of what? A mall cop?
Like mall cops. Like a guy
yeah, we do.
takes it way too seriously because he just was treated like shit his whole life, and now he's got a little bit of authority, and now he just wields it wildly crazy.
Most of our mall cops be players. They used to be players back in the day. And then they might walk through. Hey, sweet thing, how you doing? You shopping today? All right now, all right. 5 guys stealing behind them. They like this. All right, sugar. I see that ass on you, baby. Motherfuckers running behind, stealing shit out the store. Talking to this man, hey, don't be so mean, baby. Come here for a minute. You know, that's mostly our mall cops and shit.
It's tough being black. Like
oh my God. Boy, they gonna eat your ass alive for that one. Here comes some more comments for you to read.
My buddy, I won't say his names, but I think everyone probably guess who he is. The black dude came to my house one time and with some friends, we're hanging out, and we're all just walking to go get breakfast tacos, and we're walking through a parking lot, and my buddy was wearing red Jordans, red pants, and a red shirt, and a fucking car full of young black kids pulled up and like checked him, and you could see that he was like, oh fuck, I just like the color red.
Yeah,
and I wanted to say that in my head. He was like, I thought I was going to be in a neighborhood where I could wear red. I've always wanted to wear this outfit, you know.
Yeah,
but it was very real. I mean, it was very real. Like they like pulled up and checked him. It's
a way of life, man. In this world that's unfair. That's the way you just got to look at it. Like, we can't go get bank loans. They don't give us bank loans. They don't go, oh, that's a great idea. Here goes some money. They're not doing that shit. Like, we live in a world that's uneven. We live in a world where we built this goddamn country and didn't get a dime for it, nothing from it or whatever. And so it's uneven. And so people got to make money the way that they possibly can out here. Yeah. And it might seem weird, but, you know, not saying that, you know, a lot of gang culture, I think personally, is derived from the lack of love. I think that if it was more love in the community, then they wouldn't run to these gangs for the love that they're missing at home. You know what I mean? Because it's about acceptance. Yeah. You know what I mean? And people that's like there to hug you and go, no, you belong, we got you. And that's what it is. And if you had that at home, then fine. And if your conditions was better, then maybe we can have that. Or there should be institutions in different neighborhoods that aren't doing well, that's poor, that have stations that's built for love, community centers and shit like that, in order to give these people, you know, the love they need or whatever. And so when you see these like gang cultures and stuff like that, it's love that they're missing and the lack of opportunity. You know what I mean?
I would have joined the gang in a heartbeat.
No.
I'm consistently looking for acceptance. I care what people think about me.
Right.
And if I grew up in that neighborhood, in that culture, without a fucking doubt. I'm never the guy. You know, I'm always blown away at people's delusional self-sense of themselves. Mm-hmm. Like when you go like, and this is, I know this, like they go, well, if I was there, I wouldn't have done that. And you're like, no, you would have done all the bad things. You would have not been a better person than you are today. You're a piece of shit today. You would have been a piece of shit in Nazi Germany. You would have just been a Nazi. You would have not spoken up. Right. And it's like just to assume that like, well, if I grew up, like I would have done what Oprah did. You're like, no, you would have just fucking like I did drugs at the same age as any kid in any fucking neighborhood did. I'm certain I was looking for acceptance.
But that's but you have to like read the room, and people, and like you said, like a lot of white people don't understand that there's racism out there, but there is, and it's people just trying to have like opportunity, and you have to respect you got to respect what they do. You don't have to like it, but you do have to respect that shit if you're gonna live in this world. Case in point, I was at this party one day. This is when I first got out to LA, right? And I was writing on Conan at the time. And so I saw one of these guys that worked at Conan. This white guy was at this party. I was at the bar. And I see him across the room. And he was like, D, what's up? And I was like, hey, what's going on? And he did like this air guitar shit, right? He did like air guitar, and he did like this. And I was like, yeah. And I did that back at him, right? Grabbed my drinks. I walk off. These two guys just walked up to me, and they was like, hey, where you from? And I was like this, what? And they was like, where you from? And I was like, what do you mean where I'm from? They was like, where the fuck are you from? And I was like, Chicago. And they was like, give me your ID. And I was like, I'm not giving you my ID. And this dude like pulled out a gun. He put it down. He was like, give me your ID. And I'm like, how you get a gun in a club, right? And I'm like this. So I pulled my ID out and I showed him, and he saw that it was Illinois ID. And he gave back to me. He was like, yo, man, watch your fingers when you putting your fingers up like that. He was like, don't put your fingers up like that, because that meant like, I forgot exactly what it was, like Paru. It was something that it meant. It was a gang sign. And so he was like, you got to respect that. He was just like, you know, if we came to Chicago, because in Chicago, if you got your hat to the right or the left, that says what gang you in, right? The bib, if you turn it a certain way. But
straight
no, for real, in Chicago, like it depends. And so they were saying that they was like, it's just like the same in Chicago. It's rules that's out here. And he was like, you just got to abide by them. He was like, you know, it's all good or whatever, but you got to abide by our rules or whatever. And it's like, oh, okay, fine, cool, I get it or whatever. But you got to respect what these guys got going on, because, I mean, you ain't got to like it, but you got to respect that shit where you're like, okay, these guys, they have a whole system going on here that was going on way before I came. And yeah, they have to do that because times are hard for black folks. You get what I mean? Not saying not saying I'm justifying anything, but you kind of get it. You know what I mean?
I get it. The thing that I didn't know it was real, it is very real, and I've talked about this a couple times, is having to check into a city. Like, when rappers go into a city, they got to check in.
It's like, this is a real thing. And a lot of white people go, what are y'all talking about?
If I said that to probably not anyone in this office, they've heard me bring this, I'm blown away by it. But if I said it to like, if I texted my 10 white dudes that I grew up with, I go, do you know, when you come to LA, are you checking in? They'd be like, huh? What hotel? And I'd be like, no, did you know that black people check in? They'd be like, what are you talking about? They just don't know certain stuff like this exists.
Yeah, it's rules. See, black people know regular laws, and then we know hood laws. There's laws that you have to go by. Can I walk down the street in Compton or the south side of Chicago with a bunch of jewelry on and a fistful of money? I can. You can too.
Yeah.
Can't you?
I can.
Yeah. Would you?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
I do it in my neighborhood all the time.
It's the same. Knowing that, it's the same rules that apply with just, you know, being around different cultures too. It's the same thing. You can walk around here like, yeah, I'm an American, I can do whatever I want, but it's like, no, you can't. You can't. And you would be playing yourself if you didn't learn the culture of other people. So you can adapt at any moment. You can't just be walking around this motherfucker being white and free. You know what I mean? Like, you can, but it'd be cool if you wasn't. You know what I mean? Where, just like black people, we can't be walking around here just black and free. Like, there's rules and there's certain things that we have to learn and do. And I suggest a lot of white people just learn our culture and learn how we are and not look at it like it's a down thing or it's a bad thing. It's not. It's just learning our shit. Just like We learn how you all are. You know what I mean?
I had a joke. I had a joke.
Black people know all our songs and white songs.
Yeah.
I don't think white people know any black songs. Like.
I think.
Do you know who Patrice Rushen is?
Patrice Rushen?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
So okay, wait. So hold on. You're doing deep black cut right now. Like, hold on. I thought we were like. I know
Patrice
Outkast.
Rushen is,
I know Outkast.
You know.
Kendrick. I'm no longer a fan of Drake because of it.
No, we know the Eagles. We know Metallica.
Yeah.
We know Guns N' Roses. We know
who's Patrice Rushen?
We know motherfucking Nirvana. We know all y'all shit. We know Van Halen. We know all the Alanis Morissette. We know all y'all shit.
Dave Chappelle sang.
Do you know who the
Radiohead.
Whispers are?
The Whispers?
Yeah.
They sound like something you fuck to, though. Patrice Rushen. She's an American jazz pianist.
No, Patrice Rushen is the only woman ever to win a Grammy and have a #1 album in all genres of music: classical, rock, R&B.
Are you serious?
She's amazing. Yes, Patrice Rushen. She's amazing.
I'll tell you what. I went to the day Chappelle did the Blue Note Jazz Festival in San Francisco. And that was fucking wild. Like, because I'm
fun though, right?
It was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so fucking fun. And they had like old school, like Nas was there. And it was just such an amazing fucking experience. And then the last night, fucking my wife and I are like, we've seen a lot of shows. We've got a buzz. Let's get on to the golf course. We'll have a cigar and tap out. She's like, good call. And we're on the golf course and fucking Mos Def comes up and we can hear him. And I'm like, God damn it. Mos Def's up there fucking right now. Let's run.
Dope.
But yeah, I think white people go, no, I listen to hip hop. And you're like, no, you listen to what's on the radio.
No, you got to, I'm talking about like all out, like we know all y'all old classics. We know all that shit. We know all of it. Like definitely, we know all that shit. But like, y'all don't know who the Spinners are?
Yeah.
But don't know white people know who these people are, man.
Well, you should do.
These are do you know who the Isley Brothers are?
Yes, I know who the Isley
Thank
Brothers
you.
are. Yes,
you got one. There you go. You know the Isley Brothers. So yeah, it's these different groups that white people don't know none of our groups. And
I would go into Snoop's trailer and we'll get smoke when we work together, and have a drink, and he would play music, and I go, hey, wait, that's the song, and it would be the original song.
The original song
and
where they
like,
sampled it from. Yeah, no.
It's like, you never, Snoop's a music
Snoop
fucking
is
fanatic.
crazy with it. Yeah, no, Snoop is crazy with it. He knows all the classic hits. And from where they sample a lot of these songs from, all these songs been sampled before, man.
Yeah.
All of them. And even white songs. I saw this interview with Dave Grohl. Is it Dave Grohl?
Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters,
Yeah.
Dave Grohl. A lot of people don't even know that motherfucker was the drummer in Nirvana, right?
No, a lot of all white people know that. Like every single white person knows
no
that.
black people do.
Black people don't know that. Yeah. There we go. We got one on you.
We got one, right?
No, we're very familiar with that.
Look, but no, what you don't know is this though. On Teen Spirit, and Dave, I think they had an interview and said this. On Teen Spirit, the drum line at the beginning, he said he stole that from the Gap Band.
Yeah. Oh,
And the Gap Band at the beginning of the song called Burn Rub on Me Charlie, they go, ba-dam, ba-dam, and they took that whole shit or whatever.
Yeah. Billy Corbin from the Smashing Pumpkins said, first time he heard that, he goes, this is from the fucking Gap Band. And he was like, are we going to, no one's noticing this?
It was the fucking Gap Band that they took that shit from. It's like, yo, I just want to always learn our music, man. Learn who the Whispers are. Some good fuck songs, man. Y'all missing out some real good fuck songs. They just think Marvin Gaye is the only fuck songs.
This is what
Whispers, Spinners. Make sure you check out the Spinners. And some good music. Y'all missing out on.
Me and you should do a series together called Black Us Up. And we just learn. And I think it would change so much, just so much. Because it's like Red Grant and Donnell were the two people that really had to break my black cherry. Like, and they were like, you know, you don't, like I was with Lunel. Lunel and I are now good friends. But when I first met Lunel, I'd never really talked to a black woman like that. So I thought she was mad at me the whole time. And my feelings would get hurt. And they would be like, yo, you got to calm down. She's just talking to you.
She's just talking
to you. If you know when she's mad. And I was like, and just Lunel did, Bert! Lunel said the funniest fucking thing the other night. We went to 1992 as Snoop's movie that he produced with Tyrese and Scott Eastwood, and it's fucking great. It's such a good movie. They have a police moment, and it's the humiliating part is the thing that breaks your heart. When you see a father and a son, it's just such a great fucking movie. It really is a great fucking movie. And so, but the best part of that fucking whole premiere is me and Leanne are sitting behind Lunel, and Tyrese goes, you know, I got to give it up to the Uncle Snoop for putting this together, and everyone starts shouting, and then one white guy goes, yeah, and Lunel goes, that's Ice Cube, you culture appropriating white motherfucker. And it was just such a great moment of like a white guy going like, hey, yeah, hoo-dee-hoo. And he's like, that's Ice Cube, you culture appropriating white motherfucker. Oh, it was such a great, I fucking love Lunel.
That's hilarious.
I'm still looking for her fish sandwich.
Yeah.
She posted a fish sandwich like during the COVID.
Yeah, she's
and I
the
fucking
best.
Yeah. Dude, this has been a great fucking episode. We got to do this more often.
Thank you, man.
You're
Whenever,
fucking,
man, let me know, man. Shit, I loved it.
We got to do an episode with me, you, and Tom for Two Bears.
Dude,
have me, you, and Tom on the Two Bears. Because I would be the best. That would fucking be the best.
Remember I did, before we go, do you remember I did your TV show?
The Cabin.
The Cabin.
Of course.
And you remember my nose bled?
Big Jay Okerson still laughs about that.
My nose bleeding.
He goes,
the only thing I kept thinking when my nose was bleeding, I was like, they're gonna think I'm doing cocaine so bad.
Well, no, you would, I remember seeing if you wanted to drink, and you're like, no, I'm not drinking anymore. And I was like, really?
You know why my nose bled?
Why?
They said if you don't smoke cigars, when you smoke them, because I don't smoke cigars.
Yeah.
When you smoke them, it'll make your nose bleed.
I just had a nosebleed the other day.
Really?
I'm first nosebleed forever.
For real. It was like, if you don't smoke cigars for a while, if you don't and you smoke one, your nose will bleed. And that's what it was.
Big J and I still laugh about that. Yeah. Every time we talk about the Cabin, he always goes, do you remember when Deon got a nosebleed? And I go, yeah. And I don't know how much of it's in the show, but we were getting Rolfed. And for anyone listening, The Cabin was on Netflix during COVID.
Oh,
and Deon, Anthony Anderson, and Big J came out, and we spent the day. We were beekeepers. We had cigars. We had whiskey. We did paintball. And then we got Rolfed. It was like boys trip. And so we got Rolfed. And in Rolfing, we're all getting their very aggressive massages, and they're Rolfing. And Anthony is like groaning. He's like, ah! Yeah. And Jay's like, this hurts. And then Deon goes, is my nose supposed to bleed? And we're all like, what? And you're like, and they just coughed up blood. And we're like, no, that's definitely not normal. That's not normal. And Big J, I'm going to call him right now. It to this day, every time your name comes up, he goes, do you remember when Jay fucking Okerson is my fucking...
I thought it was the raw thing that had my nose bleeding, because that shit hurt. I was like, I can't do this. I'll never do this again. But my nose would not stop bleeding.
We laughed so fucking hard. Jay, every time your name comes up, he goes, wait, do you remember when his nose bled? And we fucking crying laughing. I'm going to see Jay this weekend in Vegas.
Love Jay.
He was one of my favorite. He was best. So hungover when he came out to do that episode. Do you remember
Hey, this is Big J Okerson.
He still calls himself Big J Okerson. His beard was sideways from sleeping. And he was like, I'm ready to shoot. And I go, hey man, you just wake up? And he's like, what makes you say that? And I go, your beard's sideways. And he goes, fuck. That episode. Man, I gotta be honest with you, and I don't know if people know this as much, but I've done a lot of stuff with you, and you've always said yes to everything that I've ever and wild stuff where and you've always been just a fucking solid fucking guy. Man. And so for me, and it's the funnest part of this business is when you watch someone, you've always been top tier, But right now, you just hit a fucking stride. Average Joe is so good. It's so good. It's so good. When they break your fingers, I was laughing so fucking. It was so fucking great. It's such a great show, and your new special is fucking awesome.
Thank you, man.
It's fucking awesome,
you, man.
And so I'm so excited for like what's going to happen next. Like I mean, I honestly see you as like one of the 5 guys that everyone's going to go to fucking greenlight a movie and greenlight the big fucking franchise. And I can't wait till you get the big opportunity. They're like, yo, we need ... for $120 million movies. Because you've proven, I mean, it's so cool. You've proven you can carry a fucking show, and you're on your 5th special, and it's like you're at the top of your game in stand-up. You're touring with Martin. I'm so fucking happy for you, dude.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing your platform with me and always being an outstanding guy, always being fair, always being real. And man, you're priceless, man. Thank you, brother.
Love you to death, man. We'll do it again.
Brother. Yep.
Awesome.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.